What's good YouTube, it's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul and welcome to another remake video. The remake list is long but we are working through it. Today we'll be remaking City Girls Act Up, so let's get straight to it. First things first, let's go ahead and set our tempo to 97 beats per minute. And let's go ahead and start off with that main sound that we hear throughout the entire record. We're going to go ahead and bring in a channel strip setting here. The channel strip is off my screen, I believe. Yeah, it's the Usher I Don't Mind keyboard. You can find all these channel presets in my preset pack. I'll place a link in the description box below this video. But this is the Usher I Don't Mind keyboard. And we're going to go ahead and use that sound for this sound right over here. So let's go ahead and start with that melody. Alright, so there is the main sound right over there. Next, let's go ahead and open up our ES2 and just mold that a little bit further. I'm going to pull down the analog knob. We're going to make this a mono sound. I'm going to turn off unison. I'm just going to play around with the attack a little bit and the decay. Pull down the sustain and I'll pull up the release. Alright, so there it is right there. Next, let's go ahead and create a new software instrument track, and we're going to get that bass sound into this as well. So let's go ahead and duplicate the same pattern down. We're going to bring in Logic's ES2 synthesizer once again. And we're going to bring in our 808 preset here. But we're going to use this as a bass line and not an 808. Alright, so for this sound, we're going to go ahead and drop this to a nice low octave. Maybe something like that is good. Let's go and open up our ES2. Just going to pull down our release time a little bit. Alright, so that's good like that. I'm just going to lower this down. Let's mix this together. Next, what we're going to do is going to go ahead and select both of these tracks. And we're going to go ahead and create a track stack just to manipulate these sounds together. So we'll create a summing track. And we're going to go ahead and open up an EQ. And we're going to go ahead and take out some of the lows here. And let's take out some of the top end as well. Alright, so there is pretty much our sound right there. Next, let's go ahead and create a new software instrument track. And maybe we'll arrange as we go here. Let's go ahead and duplicate this over. And we're going to go ahead and bring in like that keys sound that we hear. All right, so for this sound, we're going to go ahead and bring in Logic's ES2 synthesizer once again. We're going to recreate that sound from scratch. Let's just go ahead and draw in the pattern first. Go to a nice high octave here. duplicate that over. All right, so that pattern just duplicates itself. All right, next is going to open up that ES2 and just get it sounding like the one in the track itself. So I'm just going to be using one oscillator here, and we're going to put it to a square oscillator. Sort of gets that 8-bit sound. Next is pull down the cutoff here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just bring down our release as well, just to make it a very quick hit. Pull up the attack so we don't get a click there. Pull down the sustain, want a little bit quicker there. Like a pluck. All right, so raise it up 1 octave. Maybe I like it down 1 octave actually. Next, go open up an EQ. I'm just going to take out a little bit more of the top end here. Next, let's go ahead and bring in a bit crusher. I'm going to go ahead and go to distortion, bit crusher, just to make it more like a game sound from the 80s. Next, going to bring in a delay here. We're going to go delay echo. We use the default settings that load up. We'll just push back the wet value. And then next, it's going to bring in some reverb. And we're just going to make this a little bit wet. So there's the sound right there. We're just going to push this to the back of it. All right, next is going to duplicate this over. And let's start bringing in some of the drums. We're going to create a new software instrument track. And we're going to bring in Logic's EXS24 sampler instrument. And let's bring in the Act Up drum kit. Make this nice and loud here. And I guess we can start off with our snare sound. All right, so the snares are just going to go in the 2s and 4s here. All right, next we're going to duplicate this track, and let's go ahead and draw in our kicks. I'm pretty sure this just duplicates itself. Except this one goes out at the end. Next, let's go ahead and draw in our hi-hats. So lower up the kick a bit. All right, let's change this over to a paintbrush tool. a brush tool, and we're gonna draw on our hi-hats. All right, so we're just gonna paint, let's paint an 1/8 notes repeat in here. Maybe we'll go ahead and do a 16th note repeat. All right, and there's a couple stutters in there. We're gonna change it over to 32nd notes. Right over here. Put a 32nd note stutter. It happens again over here. I'm going to duplicate this because it just repeats itself. All right, next is going to duplicate this track, and let's put in our 80s per kit over here. I'm going to change this back to a pencil tool. Next, duplicate this track. Let's create another pattern here. And let's draw in our crashes here, or open hats. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and duplicate this over. And this pattern over here changes up, this lead sound over here. Let's go ahead and adjust that right now. All right, so we get something like this. And just repeats itself over and over. And then over here, we get another switch up in the sound, but we're gonna go ahead and add in one more sound. Create a new software instrument track. And let's create in that pattern, but we are gonna bring in another channel preset here. It is the Big Bang Kalimba. And actually, I think it's the same pattern as this. So we can just copy this over to here. Just gonna pitch it down 1 octave. Except this last piece, it just changes up here. Let's take that out. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and create another instance of this drum kit, and we're going to put in our clap. So once again, this is just going to go on the 2 and 4s, the clap. It's a classic clap. I'm going to go and duplicate this track over here. And we're going to draw in another clap, but it's going to go on every beat. We're just going to go ahead and pull down our velocity here, just so that we can get different velocities on our hit. Let's go ahead and draw that in right now. So we're going to switch over to 8th notes, and we're just going to repeat this. Whoa. This clap right over here. It's going to go something like this. We're going to go ahead and bring in this right over here so we can adjust our velocity individually on each note. So let's go ahead and just bring this up to here. I'm going to draw down a little bit, draw up. We just want to have difference in claps so that it sounds like someone's actually clapping. And it's not so static. There it is right there. Let's go ahead and duplicate that over. All right, next we're going to duplicate this track. And we're going to add in our scratch effect. All right, then from here, we're going to go ahead and duplicate this over. And then we're going to just copy over all of this right here. We're going to copy over our snare, I think our hats, this over here, this over here. We get something like this. And then this duplicates over after that. But I did forget one element here, just hearing it back now. I forgot our 808, so let's go ahead and draw that in right now. We're going to duplicate this track, and let's draw in our 808 here. It's a big part of the track. I'm going to change this to mono so that they don't overlap. Change this over to a pencil tool. Just go ahead and duplicate this over. So there's the 808 right there. I can make it a little bit louder. Just going to take out a little bit of the top end here. Get rid of the buzziness a little bit. And we're going to push this back to here. All right, then over here, we also have a switch up as well. Halfway through. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this out. We don't need this anymore. We can just focus on this right here. Let's go ahead and take this out. We're just gonna copy this over. All right, so that's like that. Then we have our open hat over here. So we just got to find it. This is our open hat here. And it's going to hit like this. Then we're going to pull back our kick. We got to put in a kick here as well. So our kick goes something like this. And then for our tape scratch, we also have that in there as well. Let's go ahead and draw that in here. Alright, so let's go ahead and play this from the top. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Listen to the remake we just put together, City Girls, Act Up. Let's go. Alright, so that right there is City Girls Act Up. For your Logic users out there, I'm going to go ahead and place this as a downloadable link in the description box below this video. For your non-Logic users out there, got your back as well. I'm going to go ahead and export all the MIDI stems, audio stems, and of course include the drum kit that you heard in this remake. You can find that entire playback in the description box below this video. If you do have any questions on this or just want to chat, let's go ahead and talk in the comment section below. And if you haven't already and you did like this video, remember to thumbs up and of course hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we have a new upload. And just thank you for the continued support. Love all you guys. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Later. Peace.